We go to school together, take multiple classes together, and I said something to her about, what are you doing this weekend? She says, "Oh, I'm going to go look for a new job." And I said, "That's interesting. Why are you going to look for a new job? You just got this new job you're at." She was like, "Yeah, I'm considering putting in my 2 weeks, or actually quitting on the spot, most likely, depending on what happens the next day she goes back." And so I was asking questions, what's going on? And she was like, "Honestly, I'm kind of embarrassed to even talk to you about this, but maybe you have some good insight." I don't even know why she saw me as somebody who would have good insight. But she said, "It's really weird. I work with a bunch of males." She works in, I don't want to say too much, sales at a particular car dealership. And so she works in the back, and
it's male-dominated.
Yes, male-dominated. Not many females work there. And she said at first it started with there were rumors that men in the office were talking about her and talking about the things that she wore to work. They would say things to other people.
Sexualizing her?
Yes, that would say things about, have you seen so-and-so? She looks really great in that dress. I wish she would wear that more often. Things like that. But she didn't know how accurate those rumors were because it's he say, she say.
It's hearsay.
Yeah, you don't really know who's saying it. And so then she said, obviously that made her uncomfortable because when you work somewhere and when you hear things like that floating around the office, that doesn't make anybody feel good. And then she said it continued on with one day she was going back to her area where she works at, and there was a male that was in the hallway and said something about, what were your intentions when you wore that dress today? And made a really, really not nice comment about what she wore. Furthermore, it's not up to him based off what she wears to work. But why can't you just say something, even saying something across lines with that's a nice dress. But it was a loaded comment of what was your intention of wearing a dress like that today? Like
she was looking for sexual attention.
Yes, is what his question, in my opinion, said. And that's the same way that she received it. And so obviously from that person, now you have a face with someone making a comment like that to her. And so she was like, that happened. There was a few moments like that. And she was like, "But Blake, I got to be honest. The most recent encounter that happened was I was going to go on my lunch break, and I go to the front, I go to clock out, and there's a group of men standing around the front entrance. And you know how when she was saying how when sometimes you can feel people looking at you. And she said, I kind of felt that when I walked to the front to go and clock out. And I felt it. I didn't say anything. I just kept my head down and walked out the door. But as I made my way to where the group was, I noticed that their chatter had kind of stopped. They were talking amongst themselves, and they all got kind of quiet, and they all looked at her. And then they heard, as she was walking out, she heard them say multiple things about what she was wearing, how beautiful she was, how that dress makes certain areas on her body look, and things of that nature about her outfit that she wore at work that day. And she said that she walked to her car and she just started crying because she was like, I don't understand how this can happen in a professional setting. So my immediate reaction was, well, I'm sorry you're having to go through this. Have you considered talking to your supervisor or someone higher up than you? And she said, Blake, unfortunately, he was in the circle with the guys.
Is there an HR department? I mean, that's the obvious answer. Is there an HR department there?
And obviously that's why I was wondering why she asked me, because I didn't even think to talk about HR with her. But I would imagine there is, but I think it even furthermore, it makes it difficult when your supervisor was amongst the group of people that were right there in the front. And so at that point, as her friend, I said, hey, look, I fully justify you quitting. I mean, but if you're able to do that financially, I'm someone who I think in practical steps, and sometimes we're not in positions to put ourselves places financially at the moment. But I was like, if you're able to do that and find a new job, I would 100% say go for it. And she said, that's where she's kind of at right now. She just doesn't know if she would be able to quickly replace that and have that income coming back in.
And this is a story that plays out a million times a day in the workplace. Do I go ahead and do I create waves and I go to HR, then they go to the dudes. Now they're really going to start making it uncomfortable for me, and I'm going to end up just leaving in the long run anyway, right?
And it's important to mention one of her lady friends had told her, well, hey, how about you just stop wearing some of those dresses, and how about you change your attire? Which my immediate response to that was, that's not, she doesn't have to do that. That's stupid.
That's not the issue.
No, that's not the issue.
That's how some people fix the issue, so they can continue to be accommodating, and they don't want to be vocal at work, and so they're just like, change your outfit. You can't wear that anymore. They say, I go to festivals, somebody grabs my butt. Well, don't wear that anymore. It's an easy fix to a huge problem that is never going to stop unless we start being more vocal.
Totally.
Here's Roxy. Good morning. You're on the Bert Show.
Hey, good morning. I just wanted to let her know I've actually worked in the car industry for about 10 years now, And as a female in this world, it is very difficult. Men don't see you as a person to succeed because you don't know anything. Or for that matter, it seems to be that females are also always, sexualized for that matter. So what I would recommend her to do, because at first when I was in this world that I started, I even ended up getting a stalker. So she needs to stand her ground. She needs to not let anybody, so if they make comments, she needs to snip it. And I would recommend her to go to HR as well. It doesn't matter if it's a supervisor. She can have a conversation with them too. The matter of the fact is, if she's okay where she's at and she likes what she's doing, she just needs to make it known that, yes, I can be part of the guys, but no, I'm not going to take it. And I'm not that person that you can talk to me like that.
Thank you for calling. Here is Kobe Mack is back. What's up, Kobe Mack?
Yo, what up, Bert Show fam? How we living?
Good, real good. What's up?
This is tough, because I'm a man. Is it appropriate to dress sexy at work is my first question.
She's probably not dressing sexy. She's probably wearing a normal dress, but being sexualized in it.
And then yes, then she needs to be absolutely reserved in how she feels and voice her concerns. I will say it's absolutely horrible being a father of a daughter. We live in a very unfair world, and it's absolutely unfair that she has to think about and guard herself with stuff like that. But
Kobe Mack, hold on one second, because either Cassie here, who's pregnant, is having contractions, or she's hyperventilating because she can't wait to get to you.
Get it, Cass. Get it.
So the conversation of, attire and is it appropriate to dress sexy at work is a different subject altogether. It doesn't matter how she dresses. If you are a woman who's dressing sexy, you still deserve to be treated with respect by men. They will respect another man's car and keep their hands off that before they will respect a woman who's dressed sexy. Just because you want it doesn't mean you can touch it. So it doesn't matter what she's wearing at work. Like a dress code, work dress code is totally different. That's a different topic. That's HR. It doesn't matter if her skirt is too short or if it's ankle length. She shouldn't have to be subjected to that harassment.
We're getting so many different suggestions. Go to HR. Don't go to HR. Here's one saying, do not go to HR. Go to someone else. Good morning. You're on the Bert Show. Hello?
Hello.
It's you. Or not.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, do not go to HR. Just go ahead and hire an attorney. The company will, in May, work against her, expose her. She will be subjected to humiliation and may be in the same spot as she may end up doing anyway. So just hire an attorney.
So the point of HR is to protect the company, right?
Yes.
So they would just tell her she was being too sensitive, and it might not be the dress. It might be her body type wearing it, because several teachers have been wearing the same dresses, but then the one with big hips gets fired. It's a joke. You can't change a woman's body.
If she was my friend, I would tell her, to her equals, she is well within her right to be like, can you please stop making those comments? You're making me uncomfortable at work. And when it comes to her boss, obviously she's between a rock and a hard place, but hopefully if she tells that to one of her equals, that will get back to the boss and those glances and those comments will stop. If not, then it's attorney time.
Yeah, what was your intention wearing that dress today? What was your intention saying that awkward thing to me in the hallway, you creep?
Very awkward.
Yeah.
Here we are in a situation, second time today, that a woman feels awkward standing up for herself when other people in the office are making her feel awkward.
It's on them. Yeah.
The Bert Show.